So this is a Viofo A229 Pro Dashcam with two cameras, front and rear facing. Got it through Amazon Prime Day for $240 plus tax, which I think is a really good deal. And I've installed it here on my 2015 Toyota Sienna XLE, and I'll show you exactly how I did it and how I got the rear camera in. But here you can see I've mounted the front camera and the control unit just behind the mirror, so that gives a pretty good looking OEM style finish. I've used a Dongar USB-C converter, so I can just tap into the rear view mirror here. So this is the Dongar here. You just unplug the mirror and you plug that into the Dongar, and then that plugs into the mirror, and it comes with a little attachment you can see here that gives it a USB-C power out. So that then plugs in via this USB-C cable into the Viofo, and this is my USB-C cable that runs along the headliner, along the side of the car, to the rear facing camera. So the benefits of having it come off the mirror like this is really are that you don't have to wire in to the battery or to the fuse box. It makes it really simple. If I just wanted to do this front camera, it literally would have taken about a minute to install. The rear camera takes a little bit more work. The disadvantage of this method is that it only turns on when your ignition is on. So I'm going to turn the ignition on now. So it'll turn on with the ignition, but it won't be powered when the ignition is off. And that means that you can't use the park functionality, which will leave it recording when your car is parked.
Recording, 2 channels started.
So you can see it's turned on. There's a slight lag, but a slight boot up time. And there it is.
We got back into the car.
So I'll show you where I routed the cable that goes to the rear camera. So it comes up here in the headliner. You can just sort of tuck it in underneath here. That's pretty straightforward. You can just do it almost with your finger. It comes along here, comes under here, and then right under here. So again, you can just do it with your finger, get it in, goes through here, and along there, along all this side trim to the back. So this is a Viofo A229 Pro. I got it from Amazon during Prime Day just yesterday, and I think it was about $230 plus tax. Really good deal. This is the Pro version, comes with 2 cameras, can get 3 cameras, but I felt that having a camera looking inside the cabin was maybe a bit too intrusive. So a camera front facing, which is this one, and a rear facing camera, which I'll show you the install for, that I put all the way in the back here of our 2015 Toyota Sienna XLE. And I'm just mocking up where it's going to go here before I tape it to the windscreen. What I've used for power here is a Dongar adapter. So this thing, you can see here, plugs into, you basically unplug the rear view mirror cable, and you plug that into your Dongar, which is this thing here, and then it goes back into the wing mirror, into the rear view mirror, and then this thing provides power, provides a USB-C port on the other side that powers this. And so the beauty of this is you don't have to do any wiring, you don't have to mess with your fuse box. It keeps it a very clean install. The downside is you only get power when the vehicle is actually turned on. So you can see I've turned the ignition on here. So you won't get recording when you're parked, which is a nice feature, but it wasn't really the motivation for getting this for us. So there it is, the Viofo A229. So far so good. Now I just have to figure out exactly where I'm going to place it. Somewhere on the windscreen behind this rear view mirror, so it's nice and concealed. So far it's been really easy. I've just threaded the cable around the trim here, along the back here, through that. It's been very easy with the plastic pry tool all the way to the back there. The hardest part is going to be getting the cable into the trunk lid here. So I've just pulled this plastic trim down, I've got the cable coming here, and I've been able to put it through the grommet here. So I've removed this rubber boot, and I'm just loosening this up so I can thread the USB-C cable through here and then bring it out through here. I'll probably drill a very small hole, and maybe I can get it to come around, because the camera is going to be best if it's here. I thought about putting it here, which wouldn't require all this work, but the image isn't going to be very good. It's not going to get a very good angle. So this will look directly out of the bag. Okay, so now I've pulled it all the way through. I can remove this tape here. This fish tape was a little bit wide, so it was a tight fit pulling this through, but it came through in the end. So now you can see I've got my USB-C wire through, and it's coming up through this grommet. So now we just got to tidy these cables up a little bit. This one here is just a loose hole. These wires, it's not any kind of connector. There's actually a decent amount of space within this little plug here to feed anything through. Of course, we're going to need enough slack here for the camera. So I can still pull plenty of this wire through, and I think at the end I'll coil this one up inside here because there's plenty of space in there. So next I'm going to take off this and see where we can have this coming out. We want to have the camera kind of in the midline here, probably with the attachment, the adhesive here. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to bring this cable out. This trim piece is going to be back here. We're going to have this coming out from underneath and loop round into the camera. And that avoids me having to drill into this. I'd have to drill quite a big hole to fit this through. So I think it's better just to have it coming out there. So if ever needs to be changed in the future, it'd be very easy to do and non-destructive. So I've now pried off this section. The back came off really easily with a pry tool like this. Just pulled on it, clips popped out. So as you can see here, I've got my USB-C cable coming through. I'm just going to thread that in to this hole. And I should be able to just bring it out. Okay, and so that is going to be coming out around here. So what I might do is just slide it under here, and then have a little bit of cable showing. It's going to come to the light, and I can tape over that to hide it away. Okay, so now I have it mounted. Got it pretty close to the back window here. I angled the camera down. It's kind of in the midline, the camera. Should be good. It's not going to be perfect, not as good as a view from outside the car, but I don't really want to have to route it to the outside. I think this will work pretty well.